In a distant part of the galaxy, where stars shone in colors that no human eye had ever seen before, countless civilizations thrived. Each planet had its own rulers, its own people, and its own rules. Some were peaceful, some were fierce. Among these civilizations, the stories of humans were whispered like old legends, creatures so strong, so unpredictable, that no one could fully describe them. Most aliens laughed at these stories. Monsters, they called humans, but most of them had never seen a human with their own eyes. On the edge of a crowded star system, a lone human ship appeared. It moved through space with an ease that seemed impossible. The sleek white vessel reflected starlight as if it had been born from the stars themselves. From the alien perspective, it was small, almost fragile. Yet it moved with a certainty that demanded attention. Scouts from the nearby planets noticed the ship almost immediately. "It is a human," one said, his voice trembling. "The legends, they are true." "Don't be foolish," another replied, shaking his tentacle-like head. "They are stories. My ancestors said the same about other species. Humans are nothing but myths." Yet even as they spoke, the scouts' sensors showed something unusual. The ship did not follow known patterns of travel, it did not respond to communications, and it did not slow down even as it entered contested territory. The aliens decided to intercept. A fleet of small fighter ships emerged from the shadows of a nearby gas giant. They surrounded the human ship in formation, their weapons glowing ominously. "Attention! Vessel!" a voice boomed in multiple alien languages at once. "You are in restricted space. Identify yourself." Inside the human ship, the crew barely reacted. Captain Elias Rinn, a tall man with calm gray eyes, looked at his crew. "They're scared," he said simply. "Remember, we're not here to start a fight unless we have to." "Sir," said Lieutenant Mara, the ship's communications officer, "they are powering up weapons. They might attack." Elias leaned back in his chair. "Let them try. They won't know what hit them." The aliens fired first. Brilliant beams of energy streaked toward the human ship. Every alien believed the human vessel would shatter instantly, like all the legends claimed humans could do under stress. Unpredictable, violent, unstoppable. But the human ship moved differently. It darted and weaved as if it were alive, twisting with impossible agility. The beams missed by mere inches. The aliens stared, mouths and sensors agape. "Impossible!" one shouted. "They are dodging everything!" Inside the human ship, it was much simpler. Mara pressed buttons and tapped controls in a smooth rhythm. "Shields are stable," she said. "They won't touch us." Elias smiled faintly. "Good. Keep them busy. Let's see what else they've got." Another wave of alien attacks came, faster this time. But the humans did not panic. Instead, small drones launched from the ship, weaving through the alien fleet like swarms of fireflies. These drones disrupted the alien ship's targeting systems, causing confusion and chaos. One by one, the alien ships struggled to regain control. Some aliens panicked. "We are being outsmarted. They are stronger than any story." But Elias remained calm. "Stay focused," he said. "We're not here to destroy them. We just need to pass." Suddenly, the aliens noticed something else. The human ship seemed to repair itself instantly. Small scratches and dents from laser hits vanished as if nothing had happened. The ship emitted a soft hum, almost alive, almost aware. "This is not natural," one alien said. "No species can do this. Humans, they must be engineered." But the humans did not think of themselves as engineered. They were simply humans, resourceful, clever, and united. And that was what made them dangerous in the eyes of the galaxy. The alien fleet, now shaken and confused, tried to retreat. But Elias was not done. He ordered the ship's engines to surge, propelling them forward faster than the aliens expected. In moments, The human vessel was gone from their sensors, leaving only stunned silence behind. Meanwhile, on a small observation station orbiting a nearby star, an alien scholar watched the encounter. She had studied humans from old texts and legends, but seeing one in person was different. Her heart raced. "They are not monsters," she whispered. "They are more." Back on the human ship, the crew relaxed. Mara leaned back in her chair, exhaling. "That was impressive," she said. Elias looked at the stars ahead. "Impressive is one word for it. Dangerous is another. Remember, we are here to explore, not conquer. But the galaxy is going to notice us now." As they traveled deeper into unknown space, the humans encountered strange phenomena, floating crystal fields that hummed with energy, planets with rivers of liquid light, nebulae that shifted in shape like living creatures. The crew observed everything with curiosity and awe, but also with caution. Elias reminded everyone, "Stay alert. Curiosity is our strength, but danger can hide in beauty." One evening, as the ship glided near a small green planet, sensors detected movement on the surface. The planet was inhabited by creatures taller than trees, with bodies covered in scales that shimmered like rainbows. They were intelligent, and they noticed the humans immediately. The aliens from this planet had legends, too. Stories of humans as monsters, beings who could change the balance of worlds with sheer force. They watched the human ship approach and felt fear unlike anything they had known. A council of their leaders gathered. "We must act," one said. "Humans cannot be allowed to land. They are far too powerful." But another leader, younger and more thoughtful, shook his head. "Wait. Let us observe. Perhaps they are not only strong, but wise as well." On the human ship, Elias was unaware of the council below. He was focused on his crew and their mission. "Prepare for landing," he said. "We need to learn about this planet. Be careful, be smart, and remember, we are humans. That alone is enough to survive." The ship descended through the atmosphere, cutting through clouds that glowed like gold in the light of the planet's twin suns. The ground below was filled with forests, rivers, and mountains, taller than any human city. Creatures moved through the trees, watching the new visitors cautiously. When the humans landed, they were careful not to disturb the environment. Drones flew ahead, mapping the terrain. Humans took notes, scanned the air, and recorded everything they saw. But even in their careful approach, the planet's inhabitants could not ignore their presence. From the shadows, the tall creatures watched. One stepped forward, speaking in a language the humans could not understand. Mara activated the universal translator. "We come in peace," she said. "We are explorers, not conquerors." The leader of the planet studied them. His eyes widened in disbelief at their appearance. They looked human, fragile almost, but the air around them seemed different, powerful, alive. "They are what the legends said," he whispered. "Monsters, yet somehow noble." The humans spent the day exploring, always cautious, always curious. They helped repair a collapsed bridge that the local creatures had failed to fix. They shared tools that simplified work, and though the aliens were suspicious, they began to see something unexpected. Humans were strong, clever, and fearless, but they also had respect, kindness, and intelligence. As night fell, the human crew gathered on a hill overlooking the planet's forests. The twin suns had set, leaving the sky filled with glowing stars and dancing auroras. Elias looked at his crew. "This is only the beginning," he said. "We have much to learn, and much to show the galaxy about who we are." Below them, the planet's council met in secret. "We must warn the others," said one elder. "Humans are no ordinary creatures. They are monsters, monsters of legend, and the galaxy is about to remember them." But even as they spoke, there was a glimmer of hope. Humans, the Council realized, were not monsters in the sense of destruction. They were monsters in the sense of potential, of greatness. And greatness was something even the galaxy could admire, if it survived to see it. And so, on that distant planet, under the light of twin suns and a million stars, the first true encounter between humans and the galaxy began. Legends had spoken, stories had been told, and the truth was far more extraordinary than anyone had imagined. The twin suns had set, and the forests of the distant planet shimmered under the light of a million stars. The humans had made their first contact without violence, yet the alien council remained uneasy. Even among themselves, the council debated. Some feared humans would be a threat. Others wondered if humans could be allies. On the human ship, Captain Elias Rinn reviewed the data collected during their first landing. "The locals are intelligent," he said, pointing to scans of their settlements and energy readings. "They have society, culture, and technology, but it's limited. We can learn from them, and they can learn from us, if we're careful." Lieutenant Mara nodded. "Their energy networks are unstable. One careful adjustment could improve their efficiency without harming them." Elias smiled faintly. "Exactly. Humans are not just about strength. We adapt, we solve, and we survive." Meanwhile, in the forests below, the alien inhabitants whispered among themselves. "They repaired the bridge in hours," one said, eyes wide with disbelief. "How can creatures so small do so much?" "They are what our legends described," another said. "Monsters. Not beasts, but monsters of power and intelligence." That night, the humans prepared to leave the landing site. Drones collected data and scanned the forests. Tools and supplies were organized carefully. The humans were careful not to leave anything dangerous behind. They wanted to learn, not conquer. But not everyone in the galaxy believed humans could be controlled. News of the human presence spread quickly, carried by faster-than-light communications. Nearby planets with military ambitions decided to intervene. They launched small attack ships, hoping to capture or destroy the humans before their power became unstoppable. Elias's ship detected the incoming vessels. "Looks like we have company," he said calmly. "Prepare for evasive maneuvers." The alien fleet approached in formation, weapons glowing, expecting an easy victory. But the humans were ready. The ship's drones moved in front, creating illusions of multiple human vessels. The aliens fired repeatedly, but their weapons hit nothing. Mara tapped the controls, eyes focused. "They can't find a target," she said. "Shields are holding. Engines are stable. We can do this." The humans moved with precision. Their tactics were unorthodox, unpredictable, and extremely effective. They outmaneuvered the alien ships, dodging attacks that were supposed to be impossible to avoid. Every alien pilot stared in shock. "They are faster, smarter, stronger than we imagined." One alien commander tried to retreat. "Fall back! They are not normal creatures. They are monsters." But retreat was difficult. The humans' drones disrupted navigation systems, creating chaos in the alien formation. Systems failed, ships collided, and communication broke down. Humans observed, calculated, and acted in perfect unison. Their teamwork was extraordinary. After a short but intense battle, the alien ships were forced to retreat. The humans had won without firing a single destructive weapon directly. Their victory was complete, yet controlled. They demonstrated power without causing unnecessary damage. On the alien homeworlds, reports arrived that humans had not only survived, but dominated a fleet that outnumbered them 3-1. Panic spread among leaders and citizens alike. "We were wrong," one elder said. Humans are not stories. They are real, and they are monsters." Back on the planet below, the humans landed near a city to study its technology and culture further. The local aliens watched in fear and curiosity. Humans moved carefully, scanning structures, analyzing energy sources, and observing local behavior. But they also interacted with locals, helping repair machines and showing ways to improve agriculture, water purification, and energy distribution. The aliens were stunned. "They are strong, yes," one said, "but they also care. They are different." Captain Elias addressed his crew as they worked. "Remember, we are here to learn, not dominate. Our power does not give us the right to harm. The galaxy will respect us more if we show intelligence, not just strength." As the humans worked, a group of young aliens approached cautiously. They had never seen humans this close. One of them, smaller and more curious than the rest, asked through the universal translator, "Why do you help us? You are stronger than we are. You could take anything you want." Elias looked at the young alien and smiled. "Because we are humans. Strength is nothing without responsibility. Intelligence is nothing without kindness. We are explorers, not conquerors." The young alien blinked in surprise. "So, the stories were wrong? Humans are not just monsters?" "They are monsters in power," Mara said, joining the conversation, "but monsters with hearts. That is what makes them different." Word of human deeds spread quickly across the galaxy. Some aliens grew fearful, preparing weapons and defenses. Others were fascinated, wanting to understand these extraordinary beings. Meanwhile, the humans continued their journey. They mapped planets, recorded life forms, and encountered strange and beautiful phenomena. Floating crystal forests, rivers that glowed in the dark, and massive creatures that moved silently through dense jungles, all were cataloged and studied. The humans' curiosity was insatiable, but their caution never faltered. One day, sensors detected a large energy signature near a nearby planet. "We have visitors," Mara said. "It's unlike anything we've scanned before." The humans approached cautiously. The source was a massive alien installation, orbiting the planet like a halo of metal and light. It was heavily guarded, with dozens of patrol ships circling it. The humans had not been aggressive, yet the installation's leaders saw them as a threat. Elias made a decision. "We don't attack. We observe. Let them see we mean no harm." But observation alone drew attention. The installation fired warning shots, trying to force the humans away. The humans responded, not with destruction, but with maneuvering and defensive shields. They showed their power without aggression, yet the aliens could not deny the humans' superiority. A council meeting was called on the installation. Leaders argued. "They are monsters," one said. "They dodge our weapons, repair their ship instantly, and move faster than any species we know. If we do not act, they could destroy us all." "But they are not attacking," another replied. "They could have easily destroyed our defenses. Instead, they observe, they repair, they help. There is intelligence behind their strength. Perhaps we should study them, not fight them." The debate continued, but one thing was clear. The humans had left a mark. Every alien who encountered them, directly or indirectly, began to rethink what they knew about the galaxy. Humans were not ordinary beings. They were monsters in capability, but humans also showed qualities that no legend had ever described: compassion, intelligence, and discipline. The humans eventually departed the installation, leaving the aliens both awed and fearful. As the ship moved away, Elias addressed his crew. "We've shown them who we are. They will remember us, not just for our power, but for how we act. That is what humans do. We leave a mark without destroying everything in our path." During the journey to the next system, the crew discussed the reactions they had seen. "Do you think they will ever accept us?" Mara asked. Elias shook his head slightly. "Some will, some won't. But that's okay. Humans don't need to be accepted to survive. We adapt, we endure, and we rise. That alone will make them respect us or fear us." On one distant planet, rumors of the humans had spread. Children whispered stories of monsters that were strong, clever, and kind. Leaders debated whether to prepare for conflict or try to communicate. Fear and fascination walked hand in hand across the galaxy. As the humans moved through uncharted space, they encountered their first true challenge: a planet in crisis. A violent storm had trapped thousands of local inhabitants, and the planet's technology was failing. Humans could have ignored it. They were explorers, not heroes, but they chose action. Landing amidst lightning and thunder, humans coordinated rescue efforts with precision. Drones lifted debris, medical equipment healed the injured, and humans carried those who could not move. In hours, they had saved thousands, showing that their strength could protect as much as it could destroy. The aliens witnessing this could hardly believe it. "They are truly monsters," one said, "but their monsters protect, not harm. We have never seen anything like this." By the time the storm passed, the humans had left the planet. They did not stay to claim glory. They left quietly, leaving behind only awe and respect. And as the humans sailed back into the endless stars, one thing was certain: the galaxy was no longer the same. The legends had spoken of humans as monsters, and now every civilization would see for themselves that the legends were true. But they were true in ways no one could have imagined. Humans were extraordinary. Humans were monsters in capability, and humans were heroes in spirit. The humans had traveled far from the star systems they had first explored. They moved through unknown space with purpose, curiosity, and caution. Every crew member knew that the galaxy was watching, and every alien intelligence that had detected their presence had already begun to whisper tales of humans as monsters. But none had yet fully understood the depth of human capability. Captain Elias Rinn stood at the helm of the ship, looking out at a vast system of planets. "This is our next stop," he said. "The central world of the Vryn Council. Their technology is advanced, and their society is strict. We need to show them who we are, carefully but clearly." Lieutenant Mara tapped the controls, her eyes scanning incoming data. "Their sensors are powerful," she said. "They'll detect us long before we reach the planet. They might consider this an intrusion." Elias nodded. "Then let's make sure our intrusion teaches them something. We do not fight unless necessary, but we will not retreat either." Below, the Vryn Council's capital planet was bustling with activity. Towering crystalline buildings reflected light from its 3 suns, creating brilliant rays across the city. The council, composed of representatives from dozens of alien species, had already received reports about the humans' previous encounters. They were wary, uncertain, and slightly fearful. "They dodge weapons," one council member said, reviewing footage from distant sensors. "They repair their ships instantly. They adapt faster than anything we know. If these humans reach our world, we may have no defense." Another member shook his head. "We cannot attack first. They have shown restraint and intelligence. We must invite them to speak, or we risk proving their strength in ways we cannot control." The human ship descended through the planet's thick atmosphere. Atmospheric shields glowed faintly around the vessel as it moved gracefully past storms and high winds. Aliens watched from observation towers as the human vessel glided over the city. There was no aggressive movement, no sign of weaponization, yet every eye and every sensor felt the silent power emanating from the ship. Inside, Elias addressed his crew. "We are on display," he said. "Everything we do will be watched and judged. Let's make it clear. Humans are strong, yes, but also intelligent, respectful, and capable of leadership. That is how we will survive here." The landing was smooth. Humans stepped onto the surface of the planet in formation, their movements precise yet calm. The council had arranged a welcome, cautiously sending representatives to meet them. Each representative was armored and armed in a manner that suggested defense rather than attack. The humans paused. Mara activated the universal translator. "We come in peace," she said. "We are explorers and learners. We wish no harm to your people or your world." The council observed silently. The humans were smaller and seemingly fragile, yet the air around them carried a quiet intensity. Elias moved confidently but without arrogance. "We understand that we are unexpected guests," he said, "but we believe that the exchange of knowledge and understanding can benefit all." One council member, a tall being with translucent skin and many eyes, studied Elias carefully. "Your words are reasonable," it said. "But your presence alone has already proven dangerous. Many of our fleets fear you." Elias nodded. "Then perhaps you should observe further before you make judgments. Humans act with thought and restraint. Strength without wisdom is meaningless." The council agreed to allow humans to demonstrate their abilities under controlled circumstances. The humans were led to a simulation arena, a massive structure designed to test intelligence, strength, and tactical skill. Hundreds of sensors, robotic opponents, and energy challenges awaited them. Elias turned to his crew. "Remember, every move counts. Show them strategy, coordination, and adaptability. Not violence. Show them humans." The first test began. Mechanical drones attacked from multiple directions. Aliens expected the humans to panic or struggle, but the humans worked in perfect coordination. Drones were disabled, redirected, or trapped without a single human taking unnecessary risk. Every movement was precise, every decision quick yet calculated. The council watched, stunned. "They are incredible," one whispered. "No species has ever displayed such speed and coordination. They are monsters, but intelligent monsters." The humans faced the second challenge, an energy maze designed to confuse and trap intruders. The walls shifted, energy barriers activated unpredictably, and sensors tried to detect their every move. Humans adapted instantly. Mara calculated angles while Elias and other crew members guided drones to manipulate obstacles. The humans moved through the maze as if it were a familiar place. "This cannot be natural," one council member muttered. "No being can adapt this fast. They are more than capable. Perhaps too capable." But it was the third test that left the council truly shaken. The humans were presented with a scenario in which hundreds of virtual inhabitants were in danger. They had to save as many as possible while avoiding harm to themselves. Humans did not panic. They used drones, coordinated efforts, and intelligent problem-solving. In moments, they had saved the simulated population while minimizing damage and avoiding unnecessary risk. The council had been testing strength and intelligence. Instead, they had witnessed humanity's courage, creativity, and moral judgment. The humans were not just capable, they were exemplary. After the tests, Elias addressed the council directly. "We are humans," he said. "We are strong, we are intelligent, and we are capable of great feats. But we are not invaders. We act with understanding and we adapt. That is our greatest strength. Do not fear us because we are powerful. Respect us because we are human." Some council members nodded slowly, realizing the truth in his words. Others remained cautious, still fearful of human potential. The debate among them grew intense. "They could lead entire fleets against us and destroy everything," one elder said, voice trembling. "Yet they choose restraint. That is beyond anything we have known. Humans. They are monsters of power, yes, but also of conscience." "They are dangerous," another replied, "but also remarkable. Perhaps they are what the galaxy needs to survive the threats we cannot even imagine." Elias's crew spent the next days observing, learning, and interacting carefully with the planet's society. Humans were cautious but curious. They helped repair systems that had long been failing. They shared knowledge of engineering, agriculture, and energy management. They did not impose themselves, but the aliens could not help but notice the improvement in their technology and efficiency. Meanwhile, rumors spread to other star systems. Humans were no longer only legends. They were now beings of myth come to life. Reports of their actions reached civilizations far beyond the Vryn Council. Some feared them, others hoped to learn from them. As humans continued their peaceful demonstrations, the Council finally requested a private meeting. In a grand chamber, aliens of all shapes and sizes gathered. Some still feared humans. Some were in awe. The question on everyone's mind was simple. What were humans truly capable of? Elias spoke carefully. We are humans. We are capable of strength, intelligence, and resilience, but we are also capable of respect, morality, and cooperation. We do not seek to dominate. We seek to explore, to understand, and to survive. That is what makes us human. That is why the galaxy should take note. Some council members were moved. Others remained wary. But one thing was clear. The humans had made an impression that would last generations. During their stay, the humans encountered an unexpected threat. A rogue faction within the Vryn Council plotted to capture them, believing that controlling humans would grant them ultimate power. They launched a surprise attack while the humans were in the city, but the humans had anticipated danger. Elias had instructed his crew to always be vigilant. Drones intercepted attackers, shields activated, and humans coordinated with precision. The rogue faction found themselves outmaneuvered at every turn. Their weapons were ineffective, their strategies countered. Humans used intellect and adaptability, not sheer force, to neutralize the threat. The city watched in amazement. "They are monsters," one citizen whispered. "Monsters of thought and action, not just of strength. They can see, think, and act faster than any of us." The humans did not harm the defeated faction unnecessarily. They restrained them safely and handed them to the council. In doing so, humans demonstrated that true power was not only in ability, but in judgment. The council, now convinced of humans' extraordinary nature, met in full assembly. Discussions that had begun with fear now turned to respect. Leaders debated how to engage with humans positively, how to learn from them without provoking jealousy or fear in other civilizations. Elias addressed the council once more. "We are not monsters who destroy. We are monsters in the sense that our potential exceeds expectation. But our potential is guided by choice, not instinct. Humans act with thought, courage, and responsibility. That is our greatest strength." By the time the humans departed the Vryn homeworld, the galaxy had already begun to change. The legends had spoken of humans as monsters, but now the galaxy knew the truth. Humans were powerful beyond imagination, adaptive beyond measure, and moral beyond expectation. Some civilizations would fear them, some would attempt to learn from them. But all would remember them. Humans were no longer stories. They were reality, a reality that the galaxy could not ignore. And as the human ship soared away from the planet, Captain Elias looked at the stars ahead. "This is only the beginning," he said. "The galaxy will test us, but humans, we adapt, we endure, we rise." Below, the Vryn Council watched the ship disappear into space. One elder whispered softly, almost to himself, "The legends were true. Humans are monsters, monsters who may yet save us all or destroy us if we ever force them to choose." The humans had traveled farther than anyone could have imagined. Their reputation had spread across multiple star systems. Some civilizations admired them, some feared them, but all knew one truth. Humans were unlike any species they had encountered before. They were monsters in power. Yes, but monsters guided by intelligence, courage, and morality. Captain Elias Ryn stood on the bridge of his ship, staring at a system far ahead. Sensors were picking up an anomaly, an energy presence far greater than anything humans had faced before. "This is different," Mara said, her fingers flying over the controls. "The readings are off the charts. It's huge, and it's moving fast." Elias clenched his jaw. "Whatever it is, it's heading toward populated systems. This is not exploration. This is danger." The alien civilizations that had been watching humans reacted quickly. The Vryn Council and nearby systems began to organize fleets, hoping to intercept the unknown threat. But their combined forces could barely match its speed and power. Panic began to spread. Ships fled, cities went on alert, and communication networks buzzed with fear. Elias gathered his crew. "This is what we've trained for," he said. "The galaxy is in danger. We have the ability to stop this. And humans, we don't run. We face it." The crew moved swiftly, coordinating drones, defensive shields, and ship systems. Every human knew their role. Every movement was precise, practiced, and instinctive. Unlike many civilizations, humans thrived under pressure. They did not panic. They adapted, they calculated, and they acted. The threat revealed itself as it approached a nearby star system. A massive, shadowy entity moved through space like a living storm. Its size dwarfed the largest ships in the galaxy. Energy flared around it as it absorbed asteroids and debris. Aliens called it the Void Leviathan. Nothing in recorded history had survived a direct encounter. The fleets gathered to intercept it, but the Leviathan ignored them. Entire squadrons were shredded with ease. Panic spread faster than the speed of light. Citizens fled to shelters. The Leviathan advanced with unstoppable force. The humans approached cautiously but decisively. Elias activated the ship's communication system. "We are humans," he said to the galaxy. "We do not fight for glory. We fight for survival. We will stop this threat, and we will protect life." Mara calculated the Leviathan's trajectory and weaknesses. "It feeds on energy," she said. "If we can disrupt its energy field, we can weaken it. But the approach has to be precise. One wrong move, and we're all gone." The humans deployed a fleet of drones equipped with energy manipulators. These drones moved faster than the Leviathan could react, striking critical points in its energy field. The Leviathan roared in a soundless fury, shifting and changing shape like a living storm. The alien fleets watched in disbelief. "They are coordinating in ways we cannot follow," one commander whispered. "They are faster, smarter, stronger than anything we have ever seen." Elias gave calm but clear orders. "Keep the drones in position. Observe, adapt, strike. We use their own energy against them." The humans moved like one organism. Every drone, every crew member, every maneuver was synchronized. The Leviathan tried to strike back, but its attacks were too slow, too predictable. Human strategy adapted instantly, countering every move with precision. Finally, Mara found the Leviathan's core, a massive concentration of energy that powered its destructive force. "This is it," she said. "We can collapse the field if we coordinate a full strike." Elias nodded. "All units, focus, full power, synchronized strike." The drones unleashed energy that had been carefully harvested and amplified. The Leviathan shrieked in a soundless cry, its form destabilizing as its core energy collapsed. Aliens on distant planets watched in awe and terror as the dark storm of the Leviathan began to shrink, crumble, and finally vanish. Silence fell over the galaxy. Systems that had prepared for evacuation now stared in disbelief. Ships that had fled returned to orbit. Citizens slowly came out of hiding. The humans had done the impossible. They had stopped a threat that no other civilization could even confront. Elias breathed heavily but remained calm. "Check systems," he said. "Make sure everything is secure. We are not done yet." The Vryn Council sent a delegation immediately. Representatives from dozens of species arrived aboard the human ship. They had traveled far, hoping to understand the humans who had just saved billions of lives. One elder spoke first, his voice filled with awe. "We feared you. We expected monsters who would destroy everything in their path. But you are monsters only in strength. Monsters guided by conscience, intelligence, and courage. You have saved us all." Elias looked at the council. "Humans are humans," he said. "We are capable of great power. But true greatness is knowing how to use that power. We act to protect life, to adapt, and to endure. That is what makes humans what they are." The council members were silent, overwhelmed by the truth. The galaxy had heard legends of humans, but now they had witnessed reality. Humans were monsters in power, yes, but also heroes in spirit. News spread faster than light. Civilizations across the galaxy now knew humans not as myths, not as distant legends, but as real beings capable of extraordinary feats. Some feared humans, some sought to learn from them, but all respected them. The humans did not claim credit. They did not demand rewards or control. They had acted because it was the right thing to do, and that selflessness only strengthened the galaxy's awe. During the celebrations, young aliens approached the humans. "You saved our world," one said. "But why? You could have ignored us. You could have left us to die." Elias smiled. "Because we are humans," he said. "Strength is nothing without responsibility. Intelligence is nothing without choice. Courage is nothing without heart. That is what humans do. We face the impossible, and we protect life when we can." The young aliens looked at him with wonder. "Then the legends were true," they said. "Humans are monsters, but good monsters." As the humans prepared to leave the system, Mara spoke quietly to Elias. "Do you think the galaxy will ever truly understand us?" Elias looked at the stars. "They will. In time, they will see what humans are capable of, and they will remember. Legends spoke of humans as monsters, and now they know the truth. We are monsters in strength, but humans in heart." The humans continued their journey, moving from system to system. Everywhere they went, they left behind stories of hope, courage, and extraordinary skill. Civilizations that had once been fearful now saw humans as symbols of possibility. Even those who remained wary could not deny the humans' impact. In distant sectors, where warlords and tyrants had ruled with fear, reports of humans inspired rebellion. Planets once oppressed began to organize, learning from tales of human courage and intelligence. The galaxy was changing because humans had entered it, not as conquerors, but as examples. Back on the bridge of the ship, Elias addressed his crew one final time. "We have shown what humans can do," he said. "But remember, our greatest strength is not just power. It is our ability to think, to care, and to act wisely. That is what will carry us forward." Mara nodded. "The galaxy will never forget this, Captain. We are legends now." Elias smiled faintly. "Legends, yes. But more importantly, we are human, and humans endure, adapt, and rise. That is who we are." And so, humans sailed onward into the endless stars. The galaxy had seen their strength, witnessed their intelligence, and felt their courage. Legends had spoken of humans as monsters, and now the truth had been revealed. Humans were monsters in power, heroes in spirit, and legends in the galaxy. The stars stretched endlessly before them, filled with possibilities and unknown challenges. But humans did not fear the unknown. They embraced it, they explored it, and they reminded every civilization they encountered that true greatness was not just in strength, but in heart, intelligence, and courage. The galaxy had learned a lesson it would never forget. Humans were real, humans were extraordinary, and humans were monsters. But monsters who could inspire, protect, and lead the way to a brighter future.